for joining me. I am so excited to be back with you guys. My name is Odessa. I'm the Mystic Intuitive Healer. I'm a psychic medium, Reiki master, spiritual coach, and an intuitive tarot card reader. And through the work I'm doing here on YouTube, as well as Instagram, TikTok, and my own website, odessamall.com, I deliver messages to you that will help you to awaken, heal, align, and grow. So today I'm looking at what your superpower is. So I'm going to be getting all the details about your skills and aptitudes that you might not even realize that you have, but there are major strengths for you. Then I'm going to be looking at how these superpowers affect others, how they're going to affect you, and general advice from your guides on how you can tap into these skills so you can apply them to your everyday life and get better outcomes. So I have 3 piles for you guys to select from. As always, pile number 1 is partnered with blue kyanite. I love this crystal. It's normally used to clear the throat chakra. And then pile number 2 is partnered with green fuchsite. This crystal is also known as green muscovite, and it's used to clear the heart chakra. And then pile number 3 is partnered with citrine. Now this is heat-treated citrine, and this is used to clear out the solar plexus chakra. So I'm going to give you guys a second to select your pile. I'll give you a close-up of the crystals and the cards in just a moment, and I'll see you at your pile. Hi, pile number 1, welcome back. So you picked the blue kyanite, and I'm going to be diving into the cards to find out what your superpower is. So let's see what they say. You have intuitive walking, geomancy, patience, and the crystal labradorite, strength, transformation, and intuition. Medicine guardian, be open to healing information. The elder, move beyond ancestral patterns. The world card. The cheetah. And the cosmic egg. Wow. All right, so pile number 1. I would classify as old souls. There are a number of cards here that are indicating that you have a lot of wisdom, the medicine guardian being one, the elder being another, as well as the cosmic egg. And of course, you also have the world, which also has eggs featured on the card in that particular artwork. So you have been around the block, so to speak. You've lived a lot of different past life incarnations, and you've been part of different cultures. You've been part of different communities, and you've learned about the human experience, about collaboration, community, as well as spirituality from different perspectives. And in this life, even if you don't remember any of those past life experiences, it helps you on a soul level to be more open-minded. You're probably a very inclusive person, and you likely have a lot of patience, right? With the geomancy card literally says patience. You probably have a lot of patience for just like the flow of life. You like to probably take your time with things and enjoy the experience, and that in many senses is a real superpower. And especially in today's society, where in most of the world everything is like go, 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 I definitely get the sense that you have learned, or you've remembered, how to slow things down and reconnect either with your own spiritual center or connect with the natural world around you with the intuitive walking card. So you might pick up on signs in nature or in your environment that other people don't see. So synchronicities probably stand out for you. You see patterns, right? And with the geomancy card, like there's a certain ability that you have to be able to predict outcomes. And it may come as second nature to you. I think that you're a quite spiritual or spiritually insightful person. You might not classify yourself as spiritual in a traditional sense, but I feel like you have strong intuition, and especially with the labradorite, you have psychic abilities. But I think that they're so advanced, they're so pronounced that you don't even necessarily recognize that you have the psychic abilities to the extent that you have, because you can't separate who you are from the abilities. It's all one. It's seamless. And I feel like you also have sort of a quiet confidence about you and this inner strength that just keeps you going. Like, you know that everything is gonna work out. Like, you've moved past points of pain. I get that from the Elder card, and I definitely get that from the Cosmic Egg and the World card, where the Cosmic Egg is sort of talking about understanding the oneness of everything, getting back to like that core energy that's connected to the universal consciousness of Source. And I think that you've gone through periods of pain in past lives, and definitely in this life. You've healed yourself. You've come to a place where you've closed out karmic cycles. You understand that everything happened for a reason. You learned from that experience, and then you took that knowledge and you're applying it to your life now in a way that's going to help you to help others. The cheetah is really speaking to me about this, where the cheetah is a symbol of fast-paced change. But the spotting on the cheetah is reminiscent of the duality, like yin yang, right? Yin yang is talking about divine masculine, divine feminine. It's the polarity of life, the duality of life. And I feel like you have seen both sides, the good and the bad. You've experienced it all in various ways, and now you're able to take action at the exact moment you need to. You're not necessarily getting worked up about everything that's going on around you. Like, if something doesn't work out for you, you kind of already know that you're being redirected away from something that isn't meant for you, right? Redirection is spirit protection. You understand that. And so when you break an egg, you're like, okay, that's fine. There's still 11 more in the pack. You don't have to worry about one broken egg. Let's just keep going. Obviously, that wasn't the right direction to go, or I was meant to learn a lesson from this, so let's redirect. And you can strike at exactly the moment that you're meant to, when it's going to give you the very best outcome. And I feel like many of you are teaching in some way, and you have this strong teacher energy, this strong energy of being a guide to others. And you have this energy of the elder. I mean, with the elder card, obviously, but it goes beyond just this one card. It's just like repeated throughout all of these cards. And I feel like even if you're young, you're an old soul. You have that energy of wisdom. And you might have been a kid that people commented that you were an old soul, that you were sort of precocious in a way. Like, you just thought about things in a way that was like beyond your age. So let's find out what the back of the crystal card says, the labradorite. So it says that it's connected to Leo, Scorpio, or Sagittarius. And it's talking about transformation. And what else do we have here? Intuition, psychic abilities, intellect, being protective, and being able to deflect negative energies. Yes, you only gain those skills because you've had that experience experience. Now, some of you might actually be interested in doing spiritual and psychic work. You may have your own practices that you participate in. Some of you might actually be healers, and you have a natural aptitude. Like, it's a superpower for you to be able to know what somebody needs, to be able to transform what they need to hear or what they need to adjust in their own life to find their own strength, to be able to get to a point where they're okay with the broken eggs and they're just going to keep moving and they're at like peace with it, which is really difficult to do, right? In the moment when things are going sideways, it can instill a lot of anxiety and fear. But I feel like you have complete faith in what's going on. Either you have complete faith in spirit or you have complete faith in your abilities and your vision, and you're just going to keep moving forward. You would be very successful entrepreneurs. Absolutely. Because you have that fearlessness and you have the insight to be able to just strike when the iron is hot. Whoa, that's so exciting. So let me find out how this is affecting other people. This will be like people that come into your life. How does this assortment of superpowers, because there's definitely more than one that came out, affect other people? Wow. How does pile number one, superpowers, affect other people? Okay, the first card that came out is Cracked Open, Rock Bottom, Surrender to the Alchemy of Life. Yes, you, I think, are able, you've picked yourself up. You have transformed, you've healed yourself, and you're able to do that for other people. You may be counselors. You may help people when they are at their lowest low, and you help them to be able to see past the suffering, you know, see past the pain, to see that this could be an amazing opportunity to transform and grow. You also got the Courageous Peony, multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. So you have revealed yourself. You may be in a position where you're sharing your own story. So maybe you have your own social media platform where you talk about what you've gone through. You've written a book, maybe you're musicians or songwriters. There's something, you could be artists. I mean, you could be sharing your story in so many different ways, but it took courage for you to face your own fears, overcome your own shadow, and then get to a point where you're confident enough to be able to share that with others. But I feel like you're driven by a higher force. I feel like it wasn't a choice, that you just had to do it. And maybe you're not all the way there yet, right? This might be the beginning of the journey for you. You also got the blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, and integration time. As if I just said, you might just be at the precipice of this changing. This might be something that just awakens inside you. And honestly, I can say that that was the case for myself. I was shifting and changing my life, but there was definitely a moment where everything changed. And I was like, how do I even know this stuff, right? It was like an upgrade in my psychic abilities, and all of this information just flooded through to me. And it was such a weird experience, because then I started diving more into, you know, my spiritual side, and I started finding masters that had written text, and they were talking about the exact same things that I had had downloads about. So you might have that same experience. It might not have anything to do with spirituality, but it might just be like you have a direct knowing of a particular field or a particular area of your life that maybe you just didn't have any exposure to before, right? Like you just pick up reading music like that, you know, you would never been musical, and all of a sudden you decide you're gonna, you know, take some classes, and it was just like a second language that you didn't even know that you knew, right? Something like that. Earthed, learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. So yeah, you might, if you resonate with the idea of star seeds, then you may be discovering more about that for yourself. I would say that the Earth card is indicating that your soul has started their journey in a plane or a dimension that was not Earth. You've had experience in Earth, but I feel like some of this core knowledge that's coming through to you, especially this stuff that you may be spontaneously activated with, might be stuff that sort of comes from another way of existing. Things that are more about community and coming together and new ways of approaching healing, whether that's medicine or whether that is psychology or whether that is spiritual. Like, it could be a lot of different ways that healing could be applied to your life, but I feel like it's going to be direct downloads, and you're going to be helping people to see that within themselves. When you share your knowledge, it's going to ignite something inside these other people. As you step more into your authentic self and you heal yourself, I think it raises your vibration. It changes the way that you interact with people, and it will awaken that inside others as well. Wow, I love that. Okay, let's find out how discovering these abilities and stepping more into this energy, 100% stepping into it, how it's going to affect you. Okay. Oh! So you got the card stepping through. So this is a card that's talking about stepping out of the shadow, out of the darkness, out of the self-limiting beliefs, out of the pain and the suffering, and into a phase of your life where you're more in tune with your spiritual nature and you're able to blossom and grow. Everything that's been sort of hurting you, that you've been hanging on to, those hurts that sort of bubble up out of nowhere. You feel like you're over something and all of a sudden a memory from the past, some pain comes back and you're like, oh, why did I say that? Or why did that person treat me that way? And you thought you were over it, but it just comes up out of nowhere. You're going to be moving past all of that. You're going to be able to see this from a higher perspective, and it's going to be really, really, really fast. This has something to do, once again, with this starseed energy. I feel like you may even have a spontaneous healing. This could happen in the, this could happen while you're meditating or you're doing some action where you're sort of like, lost in your own thoughts, or you're sort of in the zone. You're not necessarily ruminating on worrying. You're just like focused on what you're doing. It could be when you're sleeping and you're in the astral. It could come out of nowhere. It could be like you're watching television and all of a sudden you just have like a shot of electricity, or you feel like someone's healing you. Sometimes it can feel like, for people that have this kind of experience, it can feel like an electric spark that's touching you. It can feel like hot or cold spots. It can feel like pressure. Any of that is possible. But like I said, it could be happening in a dream for you. And then you've got the internal explorer. So you're going to be diving into who you are on a deeper level than just who you are in this moment. You're going to look past your identity or your ego, and you're going to see who you are on the level of your higher self. This could also mean that you're going to start to have past life memories come forward, and you're going to start to put the pieces of the puzzle together, which ultimately will help you to understand yourself on a deeper level as well. Ooh, I love it. Okay, so let me get some final advice for you guys from your guides. How can pile number one sort of step into their gifts? What can they do to embrace this more? Oh my God, you got a fiery climber approaches, full moon in Aries. So this is 100%. This has been coming through. And you also got, it's time to release negativity, full moon in Scorpio. Yes, so do the shadow work. Just keep diving into the shadow work. When something comes forward, like some bad memory comes forward, just look at it. Just tell yourself you're a different person than you were then. You did the very best you could with what you had. That you couldn't have possibly done any better because you didn't have all of these gifts unlocked to you. So chastising yourself for not doing, you know, what you would now then is counterproductive because you've been growing and learning. So just release that and also recognize that everything has been happening to you, the good and the bad, so that you would be able to have experiences that would trigger these awakenings, so that you would have experience, so you would know what it felt like to experience that pain, or to be rejected, or to be looked down on. Whatever it was that you experienced was all the breeding grounds, the school that helped you to get to this point where you're going to be the elder. If I look back on my own life, all of the worst things that have happened to me are the things that I go back to and I use as examples when I'm explaining these concepts to you. If I hadn't experienced all that pain and all the hardship in my earlier life, I wouldn't be able to relate to the messages that are coming through. I wouldn't be able to effectively communicate this to you. And I don't know whether you're doing something similar to what I'm doing or whether you're applying this knowledge in a different way. But I'm telling you right now that you'll be grateful for the bad things that happened, because it's going to help you to not only release the negative energy from your system that's even from past lives, because we carry that through from lifetime to lifetime, but it will help you to relate to others so that you can guide them to release this energy as well. And I feel like you're going to have a spontaneous awakening. It's either going to be like an epiphany, or maybe it's going to be a Kundalini awakening where like all of a sudden you'll know it, you'll feel it. It's like a bolt of electricity that shoots up your spine. I've never experienced anything else like it, really, but it can be a very sensual experience as well, actually. But you may have something like that happen where basically all of your chakras align and they open up to a much greater degree than you had experienced in the past, and all of a sudden you'll have insights and knowledge that you just didn't have, and there's no explaining it. It just is. It's just something inside your brain is turned on. Woo! I am so excited for you guys. Wow. So you are very powerful. You have a lot of gifts, and I am so excited to hear if you guys want to share how this applies to you. You can comment. I love chatting with you guys. And if anyone would like to work with me one-on-one, you can go to my website, odessamall.com. All of my services and booking information are available there. I do tarot card readings, I do spiritual coaching, Reiki, and I do past life readings and spirit guide channeling. And if anyone has any questions about the services, or you need a little bit of extra help choosing a service, you can always email me at info@odessamall.com. So I hope I see you guys in the next reading. Take care. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome back. So you picked the green fuchsite, and let's see what your superpower is. So you got Master of Mediumship. Wow. Black Cat, good luck. Then Carnelian, creativity, grounding, and focus. The Hunter, track down your fears and desires. The Traveler, move in a new direction. The Fool. The Moth. And the Phoenix. Oh my God, pile number 2, this is so cool. Okay, so let's just go through this one card at a time. So first of all, I don't know if you're aware of this, but you have mediumship abilities. So that means that you're able to connect with spirit energies. It could be that you're connecting with your own relatives that have passed over. Maybe you have dreams about them, or you have synchronistic events that take place. That could be thinking about a particular event that took place with, say, a grandparent that had passed away, and then, the next day, randomly finding a photo that was taken from that day. That kind of thing, where it's easy to just dismiss it and say, oh, that's spooky, but it's a coincidence. It isn't. It's your ancestors reaching out to you. I think that there's many of you that have a lot of events that take place like that, especially near important anniversaries, and you haven't quite leaned into the fact that it's actually a very special superpower that you have. I think you're doubting yourself. So I would recommend leaning into it a little bit more. You might want to start taking some classes. There's some really great exercises that you can find free on YouTube, or there's Udemy courses where you can practice your mediumship abilities. But I would definitely start practicing that, because master of mediumship is pretty intense. Like, you've practiced this in many past lives. In this particular deck, there's many different cards that are talking about mediumship of different degrees. And like I said, this one is like high level mediumship, like in past lives, you were likely doing this work professionally, especially in the Victorian period. So if any of you feel like you were alive during that time period, you may have very well been participating in the spiritualist community, doing seances, things like that. Then Black Cat, good luck. So you just have a natural ability to manifest. Now, for some of you, you may actually be interested in magic and, spellcraft, because this card in this moment is really speaking to me of witchcraft. The Black Cat 100% is making me think of that. So you may have just a natural ability to manifest using manifestation techniques like spellcraft. So if you haven't tried that already, I would recommend it. You may really be surprised at how successful you are. You could try something that's simple. Like, one of the things that I really like is doing candle magic, setting intentions on candles. You can use essential oils to intensify your spell work. You can use sigils. You could do journaling. Like, there's a lot of traditional practices when it comes to manifestation, like affirmations and journaling, things like that, scripting, that are actually traditional, spellcraft, exercises. So lean into that, because I'm really feeling like you have a background in that. And then with the carnelian, you have creativity, grounding, and focus listed on this card. So you are naturally able to bridge the energy from spirit into the earthly realm. So you're able to channel information. I definitely get that energy from this Fool card as well, because specifically on this card, the individual is walking on a rainbow. And if you think about when people talk about pets crossing over, they talk about them crossing over the rainbow bridge, which is a reference to the vibrations that are associated with our chakras. So you can transcend. You might even be able to connect with people's pets, which is a very specific skill. That's a specific type of mediumship that like, I have been able to do it. I have connected with people's pets. It's definitely not one of my strongest abilities. And those that are really good at it really blow me away, because they're able to pinpoint communication and information from an animal that was never talking to their owner or their loved one in a verbal way. So it's very different than connecting with a past loved one that was human. It's a real art. It's a real skill. So you might be able to do that. That would be really interesting. But you definitely have the ability to bridge, the two realms and ground that energy. And I also get the energy that you're very creative. You can reinvent. So you may have experienced different cycles in your own life, especially with this Phoenix and the moth. So moths are nocturnal, right? They're awake at night. And moths, as a result of that, are often connected with the shadow. And these two cards, to me, are talking about possibly a tower moment or an ego death, and then rising from the ashes, being able to reinvent yourself after everything has been stripped away. And for some of you, it may have been out of your control. You had this really awful couple of years where everything was going wrong and you're like, why is this happening to me? But at the end of the journey, you aligned with a new version of yourself. But for others of you, you may have actually chosen to go on this journey. You may be on the hunt for a deeper understanding of self. You're on a hunt for deeper, spiritual knowledge and wisdom. And you're on a hunt to face your own fears and overcome the things that are holding you back. That might be in a really literal way. You might be afraid of heights and you're like, I'm going to go skydiving. Or for myself, I'm really afraid of sharks. It's past life trauma, but I am determined to eventually go swimming with sharks, basically, do a cage dive. I am still, working my way up to that because it kind of seems insane to me, but I feel like it'll be very therapeutic. So you might want to do something like that, but it could also be really diving into like self-help books. Really, you may have always been one of those people that really wanted to improve and you like just immediately gravitated towards therapy or doing different techniques, creative therapies, doing different activities that really helped you to express yourself in a new way. You may have also been a person that was seeking knowledge and you wanted to break free of the confines of how you grew up and what you see yourself as. So you left your home, you left your community, and you wandered out into the wild, is what my guides want me to say. So maybe some of you literally left the city life for country life, or you went from a Western, highly like, the energy I'm getting is like coming from like a capitalist go, 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 go kind of environment to then go and live an entirely different life, where the pace was much, much slower and the attitudes of the community was dramatically different is the energy I'm getting. But you may have also decided that you just wanted to go and expose yourself to as much information as you possibly can. Some of you might be old souls, because I find that this nomad energy sometimes comes from old souls where from, their family maybe see them as like never being able to set down roots. But I see it as an individual that has had so many different past lives. They connect with so many different places. All of those places feel like home. So it's not that they're not ready to settle down. It's that they're settled on many, many different places around the world with various people. That is strongly coming forward. The reinventing yourself and being fearless. Like I see a hunter as somebody who is fearless, but also compassionate, because I really connect this with the energy of what I associate with indigenous communities, where the hunt was also sort of a spiritual right, where they honored the life of the animal that was then sacrificing themselves so that they could live. I feel like that kind of energy is coming forward. That every moment that you're hunting and you're searching for knowledge or community or understanding this or creative inspiration, is you understand that that is all important as well, that that's part of the act of creation. It's not all about the end result, is what I'm getting at, which is amazing. This is really, really powerful. Now let's see what the back of the carnelian card says. So it has Cancer, Leo, and Taurus listed on the back of the card. So you may have prominent placements connected to those signs. And what else does it say? Increase personal power, courage and compassion, focus and concentration. Carnelian calms, grounds, and is a promoter of unconditional love in our awareness. That is so interesting, because I see a traveler and the fool and the hunter is really being tuned in. It's present awareness. I am here in this moment. I am, you know, especially when you're talking about hunting and you like are so tuned into the actions of another, the animal that you're going to have this interaction with. Unfortunately, I don't personally necessarily support hunting, but especially the way it's done now. But when it's done with honor and respect for the living being, it's like you're deeply connected on an energetic level between yourself and that animal. And there's an awareness there, you know, and like a deeper understanding. I hope that that makes sense to you guys. You understand what I'm getting at here. And I feel like you have potentially really surprised people, because I think that you have transcended your past energy and you've then taken possibly pain or things that didn't work out for you, and you have utilized that experience in a creative way. So you've taken that experience and you've created beautiful art around it, or maybe you've had a bad experience and then you decided to create some sort of like, I just got the word legacy. So maybe it's a nonprofit or some sort of organization or some sort of product that you're creating that's helping you either connect with your ancestors, is partially what I'm getting. So, you know, it could be you open up a restaurant and you're serving food that is all based on your ancestors' recipes or on your heritage, or you're going back. I don't know who this is going to resonate for, but what I just got was going back home so that you can help your ancestors. So the energy I kind of get is like family leaving one particular place, one particular community, moving somewhere else, building wealth, building education, or having success in some kind, and then going back home. So it could be like you grew up in a small town, you go away to school, you gain knowledge, experience, and then you go back to your hometown and you start up an industry or a business and you help the people that are there. That kind of energy. There's something about you know, transforming, but also transmutating and going back and helping ancestors is what I'm getting. Woo! If that resonates for you, please let me know, because that was really interesting. All right, so now I want to find out how these superpowers are helping other people that are around you. Whoa. Let's see. Oh, lots of cards came out. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so the card on the floor says, baby steps, action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. Yes, which is absolutely the energy of the Fool. You're following your intuition. You're being guided towards some particular outcome. And with the baby steps card, there's this archway, this portal, which is very similar to this Masters of Mediumship card. And I feel like there is a point in time that you've been working towards. I don't know if you're already there yet or not, but it's like there was something inside you driving you forward, and you were searching and searching and searching, and maybe you didn't know what entirely you were searching for until that moment when it's revealed to you, and then everything else makes sense. You got lifting the veil, questioning everything, anything unaligned go. That's what I was saying about how I feel like you're constantly like searching, you're hunting for knowledge, or you're hunting for understanding. Yes, and lifting the veil is often a reference to being able to communicate with spiritual energies, going beyond the veil. That is really cool. Then you've got Star Brothers, Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. Yes, and I feel like you've been going back and helping ancestors, helping family. And okay, we'll go through the cards and then I'll tell you what I think. Your life is a canvas, artist, manifestation, creative, accountability. Yes, for many of you, you are artists in a traditional sense, but you could still be an artist in a non-traditional way. That's really interesting. And then it says, you're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness. Face your true north. I'm all about the weirdness. Get weirder. Embrace the weirdness. That is what makes you unique. That's why you're here. Okay, so you are helping other people because I think, one, you learned a lot of skills. You went on this journey. You learned a lot of skills. You learned to accept yourself wholeheartedly for who you are. I think you started to tap into some sort of creative vision that you had. And I think that by tapping into that energy for yourself, you are somehow reconnecting with either your ancestors or a community that you were part of or a place that you used to be connected to, and you are helping others to connect with that energy as well. Or you're helping to protect them. You're helping them to align themselves, and you're helping them to cross through some barrier. You're helping them to like break free, to break through is the energy I'm getting. God, I hope this resonates for you guys. But there's so much energy here of doors opening. So it could very well be like you have an idea and you go back and you're like, yeah, I could start this business and I could produce everything overseas, or I could change my pricing structure and I could go home to my hometown and I could start up a business and everyone could be have shares in the company, and we're all like owning this together, and I'm going to reinvigorate and revitalize this town that, meant so much to me. It could be something like that, but it could be you actually doing mediumship work. Right? You're helping these people to connect with their own ancestors. You're lifting the veil. And it feels to me like whatever you guys are doing, however you're applying this, you learned all of this from various people. To a certain degree, you already had it inside you, but you had to go into different communities. You had to go to different places. You had to connect with different people to have it awakened inside you, like the phoenix. And I just almost felt like dizzy. It's like my blood pressure dropped there for a second. So it might have been like something that was very disorienting for you. But I think that you were just guided to do it. There might have been times where you felt really alone and isolated. Whoa, that's wild. Okay, let me find out how this is affecting you stepping into your superpower. How is it gonna affect you, or how is it affecting you? How is yes, how is this affecting her? Okay, yes, what, as if. Okay, so you stepping into your superpower is affecting you because you are shedding everything that no longer serves you. You got She of the Lotus. You got She of the Lotus, which is talking all about, you being able to move past any kind of pain or torment that you've had in your life, any of the things that made you doubt yourself, or any of the ugliness, any of the things, your weirdness that you thought people wouldn't accept, that people wouldn't want to see within you. You started to realize that it was a launching point for something beautiful. Maybe you're quirky, maybe you're different and weird, and you're like, I'm just going to embrace it. And then you built this whole persona possibly off of your weirdness. You also got reclaim your energy, which also has this beautiful angel with a lotus that she's placing on her third eye. Like, you started to see yourself authentically and clearly. You reclaimed your own energy, and maybe you overcame the limitations of your community, or you overcame the doubt of others. Like, maybe you grew up around family members that were constantly telling you that you're weird and different, and why can't you just be like us? And then you left that environment and you explored and you came into your own energy, and all of a sudden doorways opened and you realized, oh my God, all this time it was what was so different and weird about me that made me so powerful. And they saw it inside me and it frightened them. So they tried to get me to change. They didn't want me to see my own power and strength. And then you just rose up like the phoenix. Whoa! That's amazing. Okay, so let me get some final advice for you guys. This is going to be advice from your spirit guides on how you can step into your superpower, how you can reclaim these gifts. What compile? Okay. So you got, don't let pride get in your way, full moon in Leo, and your commitment is being tested, first quarter moon. So many of you likely know you're already on your way. You're already doing some of this work. You're already feeling your own strength. So it's a matter of you potentially having to push through your own self-doubt with your commitment is being tested. This could also be indicating that there are those that are opposing you, that are maybe even in positions of power, or people that you know are not necessarily as skilled or as talented or as, you know, they're not on the right track necessarily, and they are succeeding, and you know that you could potentially knock them off their pedestal, but you're being encouraged to not let your own pride get in the way. Like, don't, or potentially heal, right? There might have been bad blood between you and somebody else, and now it's time to heal that. It's time to like look at things from a higher perspective and just release the pain associated with that. You know, it'll be different for each of you, but you're definitely on the right track, and I'm really excited to see how this unfolds for you guys. I would love to know. Please share in the comments. You guys know how much I like chatting with you, and it's been too long. I had to take some time to finish up client sessions before I got back to these readings for you guys, but I'm so glad to be back. And I want to know everything that's been going on with you. So let me know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if any of you guys would like to work with me one-on-one, you can go to my website, odessamall.com. All of my services and booking information are available there. I do tarot card readings, spiritual coaching, Reiki, past life readings, and channeling from your spirit guides. If you have any questions about that, you can always go to my website. There is a form there where you can contact me, or you can email me at info@odessamall.com. So I hope that you guys have an amazing day, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next reading. Take care. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome back. So you picked the citrine, and these cards are going to let me know what your superpower is. Let's find out. So you got clairaudience. Nice. Then oracle wisdom. Azurite, psychic, intuition, guidance. High priest, spirit fox, the Three of Cups, the owl, crow, and the eagle. Wow, pile number 3. Oh my God. So you are very psychic individuals, extremely psychic. You have clairaudience, so you have the gift of clear hearing. You get a lot of information and downloads through this skill. So you might find that you have insights and inspiration that comes through to you in your own voice. So you may not realize how intense this gift is for you, but you're definitely getting a lot of downloads and insight from your guides through this gift. You may also hear songs play over in your mind. Sometimes it's referred to as an earworm. Dive into that. If you hear a song over and over and over again, it's playing over and over for you, look up what the lyrics are, because there's likely an answer, or it could even be a premonition. Sometimes I have had certain songs play over in my mind that are references to certain places, and some synchronicity will occur later on in the future for me that's related back to that place. It can play out in a bunch of different ways, but this is beautiful. And you also got the Oracle card, which for me is talking about prophetic information. So you know things that are going to happen before it occurs. You have possibly a vision. You may have increased abilities if you are going into meditation. For some of you, you may want to try, or you may already have tried something like plant medicine, and that has sort of opened you up even further to this particular gift. You have wisdom inside you, likely from past life experience, that you're slowly meant to unlock in this life. You are going to be unlocking this information, and then you're going to be sharing it with others, like the High Priest card is implying. I get the energy that for many of you, you're already working in a spiritual field, or you're doing this for your own enjoyment or even entertainment. You are interested in possibly reading tarot, or you're a medium. There could be some of you that are interested in spirituality in general. You know, you're just really interested in the nature of the soul. You may be interested in concepts that are a little bit more out there, like star seeds and mythology and how that plays into spirituality, like energy around fairies, that kind of sort of like bridge between what I refer to as an elemental, which is a fairy, and the spiritual. You may be interested in witchcraft. I definitely get that feeling from the crow. And I'm also getting a real, coven vibe from this Three of Cups. I think that you're not alone. I think there's other people that you connect with that are also interested in the same things as you. One of your superpowers actually is connecting with other people. You're really great at creating bonds of friendship with people and helping them to understand themselves on a deeper level. I think there's a lot of people that come to you for guidance as well. Even if it's just your friends and family, I think that you're a go-to when it comes to guidance. You seem to have a deeper awareness of things, and I think good and bad. I think that maybe for some of you, you've had conflict with people, or maybe even with yourself in the past, where you were able to sort of see people's weaknesses or their own darkness, and maybe in the past you revealed that because it was just so obvious to you. You talked about it and it really triggered people. Now I think that you've had experience. You learned how to express that and share that information with others in a way where they feel nurtured and supported. And I think you have a real talent to develop whatever your gifts are. You know, information and gifts that you've gained from the past, whether that's this life or past lives. And you're going to take that with other people and you're going to adapt and change it and bring it into the modern age, or even like create something that's a little more forward thinking, something that's almost coming from the future. I'm really getting that. Let's see what the back of the Azurite card says. So it has Aquarius on the back of the card, which is definitely the kind of, and Sagittarius, which is definitely the energy I was picking up on. You're like an innovator. And I think that maybe you've been sort of in an energy in the past where you maybe felt like an outsider, you didn't fit in, you didn't click with people. You may not have like verbalized that to people. It might have been like sort of like quietly festering inside you, where like you're playing it cool, you're integrating with everyone that possibly you're like growing up with or you're going to school with, but you never really felt like you were one of them. Like you just didn't see things the same way as them. And I feel like it's almost like you were living in the past, in the present, and the future all simultaneously. But that has a lot to do with, I think, your psychic abilities. And now that you're older, I think you're either already stepped into that gift or you are stepping into that gift. And each one of you is going to be guided to, you know, your niche in a different way. So the back of the card says, Azurite awakens psychic abilities and brings awareness to spiritual guidance. It offers a clear mind when in meditation and creates a clear connection to spirit. It helps relieve worries, negative thoughts, and phobias. I love this. It's also connected to honeysuckle, which is a symbol of faith, prosperity, and pure happiness. Wow. You might want to, I'm not familiar with like the price point for Azurite, but that might be a crystal you might want to look into. This is really, really powerful. I definitely get the sense that you may be drawn to different cultures and their spiritual practices. So this might be a situation where you're feeling drawn to a particular culture because of past life energy. Maybe you're interested in the Oracle of Delphi, which this Oracle card really makes me think of. Maybe you're interested in Egypt because of this High Priest card is bringing that energy forward. Maybe I'm getting a Norse energy as well from this owl and the crow, Norse and Celtic. So I'm getting, and I'm going back to the Greek because the owl can be a symbol of Athena. The crow is making me think of Odin, but it's also making me think of the Morrigan. So there's lots of deity energy that's coming forward here. So that's where I'm getting that energy of you potentially being interested in the craft. That is really interesting. Now, I do get the sense that you're able to anticipate somebody's actions and you're able to sort of pick out whether they are an ally or whether they are potentially somebody who may be trying to pull a fast one on you. With this fox card, the fox makes me think of trickster energy, and it makes me think of an opportunist. So that could be a blessing and a curse. If you're embodying this, that could be saying that you're taking advantage of opportunities. You know when to take action on something because you can see things from a higher perspective. You're able to see the entire timeline, even if it's not every detail isn't locked into your mind. You get a feel for the energy and you can take action when necessary. But if this is coming from another person that maybe isn't as spiritually gifted or as mature on a soul level, they may be more egoic and more sort of rooted in their, in narcissism, right? Self first and community last. And you may pick up on that energy. Maybe in the past you sort of overlooked it. Now I feel like you're coming into an energy where you see the red flag. Literally the fox is red. you see the red flags and you can avoid that. And you're aligning yourself with the right people, which is so exciting. And for some of you, you're still transitioning into this energy. And for others, you've already transitioned and you have you're already embodying this energy. That is so exciting. I love it. So let's find out how this superpower of yours is affecting other people. How does it influence other people? How does pile number 3's superpower affect and influence other people? Whoa. Okay. Wow. All right. 1 second, guys. I gotta get that card. That was some serious energy. I've never had a card fly over the table before. Okay, so, well, it says, I remember soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. I definitely feel like, and this woman is looking into this pool of water, which is also giving me water scrying. You know what is fated and what is destined for people, right? We've got certain events that are going to take place in our lives. It is basically being manifested by us. It's our fate because we have made certain decisions and there's certain outcomes. But then there's also a destiny where we're meant to reach a particular goal or interact with a particular person or experience something, and it's for our soul's growth. You can see that not only for yourself but for others, and you share that information. And I feel like you share guidance as well, because the I remember makes me feel like you are tapping into your own soul's history, where you've been this wise teacher, this oracle to others at different points in time. I don't think this is the first time you're sharing your gifts in this way. And if you're not doing spiritual and psychic work, you may be sharing this gift in another way. You may be a mentor or a coach, or you're a boss. You may be a parent and you're sharing your gifts in that way. You got deep cellular healing, Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. You are healing to others, whether it's the information you're giving to them or whether it is your presence. It could just be you being around them. It's like your energy is healing to them because you've healed yourself. When they're around you, it shifts their own vibration. Now, some people, when they're at a really low vibration and you're at a higher vibration and they're being affected by your energy, it can start bringing up all the darkness inside them. And of course, they feel very triggered by that and they may lash out against you because, of course, they associate the discomfort they're experiencing with your presence. Now, you are just the catalyst for the change that they need to have happen, right? The darkness is inside them. Wherever they go, that pain will be there. You just open the door so that they could face it. Some people aren't able to wrap their mind around that. They don't recognize that that's what the case is in that particular situation, and they will assume that you're the problem and they may lash out against you. But over time, they'll face the same obstacles because it won't just be you. They'll continue to have new people come into their life that play that role, and eventually this cellular healing will happen. And for, others, they're ready to heal. And the minute they're around you, they're like, hallelujah, thank God this person's come into my life. They can give me the answers. They can explain to me what the F is going on, and I can, move past this. You got big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. Like I was saying, I feel like you can see where we're supposed to be going. And I feel like you're inspiring, I'm getting goosebumps. You're inspiring the leaders that are going to be needed to get us there, right? It's like you are the wise oracle that is empowering the warriors and the leaders and the healers. You're sparking something inside them so they can step up to the plate and play the role they're meant to play, because we're all here for a reason. We have different roles to play, but we need people like you to tell everyone else what they're supposed to be doing. They may know and they may not. They may know and be denying what they're supposed to be doing because they've been so brainwashed by traditional, society. And culturally, we're told that, there is no master plan, and there is, only hard work and pulling yourself up by your bootstraps, and there is no magic, and none of that is real. And you know that that isn't the case, and you're going to help others that inside themselves, they also know that there is real magic and there is a greater plan at place. They just need you to tell them. It's like you need to give them the permission to be able to lean into it. And then it's like major shifts and changes are happening for them. Whoa, I love that. That's really exciting. So I want to know how this gift of yours is affecting you. Let's find out how your gifts are affecting you, pile number 3. Love it. I love it. I love it. You just got the healing card. Your gifts are healing you. And honestly, that is the way it has happened for me and those that I know that have done this same work. I started off healing myself, and then what I utilized to heal myself and to step into my gifts and become my weird and wacky self, I have now used that in my practice to help others. So a lot of the examples I give you guys are based on my own experience. And you're going to be doing the same thing. You likely already are doing the same thing. Yes! Oh my God! I love that. You just got the card Radical Expansion. Oh my God. This is amazing. Radical Expansion. So this is talking about you really leaning into your gifts, having faith that there is a master plan, that there is energies around us supporting us and encouraging us, and that if you really lean into your gifts and you follow your heart and you listen to your intuition and you have faith that you can do things, you can literally achieve anything. Thoughts become things. You can expand beyond any of the previous plans that you had for yourself. You can break through all of the self-limiting beliefs. And when you do that, you inspire other people. They will see you doing it and they will think, hey, if she can do that, or if they can do that, I can do this too. Like you are going to help them to radically expand. And I also get the energy that you're going to help them to radically accept, because we sometimes have to accept the fact that bad stuff happens. Bad stuff happens to us. It's meant to happen. It's part of our destiny as well. Those bad things help you to become stronger, to see things from a different perspective, to challenge your own narrative, to, feel anger, so that you want to change a broken system. If everything was perfect all the time, you would never want to change anything. But we're here to help the whole universe expand. And you got crown chakra, the unlimited self. You are expanding your crown chakra so that you can be a clear channel to source. And I think there's going to be a lot of information that's going to be coming through to you guys. You're warriors is the energy I get. I don't think that you're literally on the battlefield. I have done many readings where there's various energies of the warrior. I feel like that's my tribe. The warriors are my tribe, but we each manifest it in different ways. There are ways to actively and assertively, outwardly be a warrior. Your social justice, warrior, and you're going out there and you're fighting the good fight and you're battling people and you are, like literally protesting. But there's also ways that you can be the warrior behind closed doors, one-on-one, helping inspire someone, helping them to have faith in themselves that they can do it, that they can make a change, that there's opportunities for them. They're not stuck. They can make a different decision and expand themselves. And that is groundbreaking. That is going to change the world. And that is also equally being a warrior. That is so insane. I love that. So I want to get some advice for you guys from your spirit guides and find out what you need to be doing or what they would like you to know to help you as you step into your power. Or if you are expanding on your power. Okay. Let's see. The first card you got, expect powerful change, new moon eclipse. Something is about to take place for you guys. And you got a new start is coming. New moon eclipse, and new moon. This is wild. So you guys are about to start manifesting something brand new, something really big. I feel like you're going to be, I'm literally have goosebumps that are like going up to my face. I feel like you're going to start connecting and aligning with a new community of people. And I feel like you're going to be stepping into this role of master teacher is what I'm getting. Master teacher. But there's also like nurturing mother that's coming forward, and I'm feeling the energy of water. Mother Mary, some of you might resonate with the energy of Mother Mary. And I'm seeing a monarch butterfly that just turned into one of those blue butterflies. Oh, interesting, because I associate the color, that butterfly, I'm not entirely sure what they're called, but they're this vibrant, bright blue with the throat chakra. So and if you look at these cards, there's a lot of blue here and a lot of purple. So you're going to be channeling information through your third eye as well as your crown chakra, right? Well, you got the crown chakra card, and you're going to start talking about it. You're going to literally be speaking these things into the world. And I feel like you're going to be helping people release shadow. I see the new moon is an opportunity when you can start to manifest. But I also feel like when the new moon happens, it's that last kick at like releasing our baggage, releasing the blockages. It's oftentimes when my guides start coming in and I can feel them energetically shifting things and moving things. I start crying and who knows what might happen. You know, like when shadow work, you guys know, when shadow work hits you, you can be feeling amazing. I'm going to get so much work done tomorrow, and you wake up and you're like, I need to heal. But you have done that. You are doing that. And you're helping other people do that as well. Wow. Oh my God. I want to meet you guys. We're like family. I would love to know how this resonates for you guys. Definitely comment. You know how much I love to chat with you guys in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe. All of that really helps me to get my content out and reach more people. And if any of you guys are interested in working with me one-on-one, you can go to my website, odessamall.com. All of my services and booking information are available there. I do tarot card readings, spiritual coaching, Reiki, past life readings, and I channel messages from your spirit guides. And if you have any questions about my services, if you're not sure which one would be the right service for you, definitely email me. I would be happy to help you pick the service that's right for your needs. You can either go to my website and email me through there, or you can just go direct, info@odessamall.com. So I hope I see you guys in the next reading. Have a great day. Take care.